Hello YouTube, welcome to my new gaming show on YouTube. It's basically me standing in front of a green screen talking about games. I've no idea what it will be like. If it's rubbish, then this will be the last episode. But cool, let's see how it goes. First off, this week's big news is that Microsoft announced that they're going to be selling the Xbox One without Kinect at a lower price point of £349 in the UK and $399 American dollars across in the US. This puts it in direct competition with the PS4 at the same price. I personally think it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Obviously, it's great that the console's cheaper. It'll definitely sell more. But one of the biggest selling points on the Xbox was the Kinect. By taking that away, it's now just a less powerful console than the PS4 at the same price. Forgetting, of course, exclusive games and all that sort of stuff. I think the biggest drawback of this, however, is that third-party developers are probably not going to support the Kinect now. By making it mandatory of the console, love it or hate it. I mean, I don't like motion controls, whether it be Nintendo, Sony or Microsoft, but if they were given to me or if I had to have it, I'd be more inclined to use it. Taking it away, I don't think people are going to buy it, and therefore I don't think developers are going to support it, and the only games you're really going to see are probably going to be Dance Central or Just Dance or Dance Dance Revolution or something dance related. In other Microsoft news, they've got rid of the barriers on Xbox Gold for internet streaming services like Netflix, 4OD, Hulu. So you'll be able to watch all of your media content without having to have Xbox Gold. Something Microsoft should have got rid of a long time ago, but I guess better late than never. In other Microsoft news, they've been weighing up why the PS4 is outselling the Xbox One. I think the chief of marketing, Yusuf Mendy, I could be wrong, has been saying that people prefer the 360 to the PS3 and then have been more inclined to keep hold of their existing console and not upgrade. Personally, I think that's bullshit because there's loads of great games on the PS3. I think the biggest problem with Microsoft, and it doesn't help with them getting rid of the Kinect, is that there's a trust barrier, especially last year at E3. I think with Sony's press conference, you know, it was very much about creating a platform that the developers wanted and that the gamers wanted, as where Microsoft sort of showed off what they'd created and they said, you'll like it whether or not, you know, it's a good idea. Obviously that didn't turn out well. They've now done a 360, if you will, on more or less every policy they put in place, and I hope this year's E3 it's going to be more one about the games, which will be great, but I think they'll be playing on the feedback that they've been given. They need to make a product for the customer. Yeah, so cool. The other big news story this week comes from Ubisoft, that Watch Dogs will be running at 900p on the PS4 and 792p on the Xbox One. Not 1080p at 60 frames like it was advertised originally on the PlayStation blog. The creative director of the game, Jonathan Morin, said on the Ubisoft blog that he's more concerned about the overall experience of the game and not about the trivial details technically. I personally couldn't care less about the resolution as long as it looks good. 900p, 1080p, I'm not bothered. I would rather see a game that runs at a stable frame rate, where there's a lot going on, and like he said, where the overall experience is great, as opposed to something that looks pretty. Take Killzone Shadowfall for example, or Rise on the Xbox One. Both games look absolutely fantastic. Doesn't mean they're, you know, the best games on the market though. So 900p, there we go. I know you internet trolls love to moan about it, so you can keep arguing, and we know PC elitists that you'll be playing the game at superior resolutions to 1080p. I don't give a shit. Other news from Ubisoft, and what I am most excited about is that they've announced the Far Cry 4, this time set in the Himalayas. And you'll be going up against the self-appointed king of the region, Kyrat. I absolutely love Far Cry 3. It gave me faith in the first-person shooter genre again. There's few first-person shooters recently that I think have really stood out. Things like Bioshock Infinite and then Far Cry, like I said, I think was phenomenal. It's a game that looked great on current gen consoles, and I cannot wait to see it on next gen. If you play Far Cry 3 on PC, you'll know what I mean. So yeah, fantastic. Other news from Ubisoft is that they've announced that The Division will be delayed, unfortunately, until 2015, and supposedly their racing game, The Crew, has been 6 years in the making. That's all for this dummy run of my show. Please leave comments and feedback. How do you feel about the Xbox One price drop? Were you one of the early adopters, and do you feel you should have waited for the Kinect? How do you think the Kinect will do as a standalone? Please give me feedback. Hopefully I'll be able to make another one of these and we can talk about what you've said. And what do you think of Watch Dogs? Does it bother you that it's 900p? Who cares? Nah, okay, I do care. You know, leave a comment. I will have a look at it, maybe do another video. And Far Cry, you excited as I am? I can't wait. Super, cool.